Hello and welcome back to part 11 of the Greek cities campaign in Rome, Remastered. In part 10 we begun fighting the Seleucids, greatly weakening their numbers and just creating a few very small armies, and we also started taking territory from the Gauls. So we're going to start part 11 by continuing that expansion in the north, by quickly taking over the settlement. Although I trust that the AI could win this battle, I'm going to play it manually just to minimize casualties, because we can't waste any time on building better barracks and then retraining our elite infantry troops. So we just have to preserve as many men as we can and just march our way through the enemy forces as far as we can before we are forced to stop. So this is a relatively easy battle because they have very few units. I believe it's only 3 units in total. So we should have no trouble with it. And furthermore, I'm just going to move out of the way of the tower. Furthermore, they only have light infantry, and I'm guessing heavy cavalry for the general. Oh, they also have 1 unit of heavy infantry. That's still fine, it won't really make a difference. My only concern is going through the main entrance, because that tower is positioned in such a way that it could cause casualties if we're not careful. So I'm going to try and get in through the side like this. And we're going to start advancing to take their position. Because I doubt the cavalry will charge in at us. Or at least not yet. There we go. So now that we've broken in through a secondary entrance, we're going to quickly put away our long weapons and charge in. Because that lighter unit is taking some casualties, and we want to, of course, minimize that. But my main concern is just minimizing casualties from our strongest units, which right now have suffered no casualties. Because these weaker ones, of course, because they are weaker, we can have a much easier time retraining them and gaining access to such barracks. Alright, I'm going to back off here for a second. Just to reorganize my troops and see where we are, what we have. Alright, we can't see them at this time, so we're going to advance cautiously up the hill. And there they are, okay. So what I'm going to do is actually send my lighter infantry to flank around. Because last time this heavy infantry, when I wasn't paying attention, they flanked in a very powerful manner, and that caused quite a bit of damage to one of my elite infantry units. Of course we're going to have to advance because they're playing the defensive role, so they're going to wait for us to get into a position that they're most comfortable with. Just trying to trigger an attack from them in a position in which we are able to respond correctly. But since we are going in at 2 sides, it could be easier to do this. Really don't want to get close to the point where their cavalry is able to easily charge into us. Oh, there they are. Speaking of the cavalry. And they strike at us. Okay. Wow, that was quick. Perfect. Let's maintain a front line here. Just careful of the space. And constantly cautious of what the enemy has. And they are just really not caring about that cavalry unit. We're going to advance. And since now we don't have to worry about flanking from their cavalry, except that. Come on, take him out. But now we can, yeah, there we go. We can safely flank the entirety of their position. This is a bit slow, but it will work very well. Or it should work very well. Alright, let's not waste any more time. Let's go on in. Yeah, there we go. Thought I sent them in. Now these guys can go around from the back and assist. And now we are going to start encircling the enemy force and taking them out relatively quickly. As you can see, they are surrounded. There's nothing they can do. It's just a matter of time before we overwhelm them. There we go. 15 casualties, pretty good. I'm guessing the AI would have gotten somewhere closer to 100 casualties, so spending these few minutes doing this battle saved us a few men, meaning that we'll have more to fight. Exterminate, just for public order reasons. And I'm going to work on construction efforts here. I'm gonna send my elite infantry units further in, while back here I'm gonna start building up more defenses. And then let's see what they have here. Really weak, so we're actually gonna go after that. But we cannot stop recruiting troops because we don't know the true Carthaginian presence here in Africa. Let's see. We're gonna wait for that. And with this army, we're gonna start pushing back these guys. Alright, let's end the turn. Ooh, they actually attacked us. That's fine.
We are surrounded. My lord. Yes, Stradigo.
So. Ooh, elephants. Huh. Alright, let's try this out. I'm a bit nervous about this because we have the weaker infantry units, and they have two units of chariots and a unit of elephants. Now elephants will be great at breaking through the line as well as the chariots, so they don't have really a good fighting force, but they can easily break through our line when the time comes. So we're gonna have to be quite cautious with how we do this. I'm gonna see if I should go in through one or two entrances depending on how they deploy. Because this could go bad very easily. We're gonna be going through a tight funnel, and they can position it however they want. Alright, the gate is down. I would really prefer to have them charge at us, but we have no other choice. Alright, we're gonna leave the light hoplite units off to the side, and they're gonna flank around. I'm gonna have... No, I'm not gonna chase them.
Now is the time to press on and capture this place.
Alright, here we go. Hopefully it won't be too bad. There we go. That's great. Wow, okay. Did not expect that at all. Well then. Let's quickly rush inside.
The gods have smiled on us today. The walls are broken. Our troops should be ordered forward.
And start going after them. Oh. They've... Okay, if they go towards their own line, that would be perfect. Because they would start killing their own men. So they're just gonna weaken themselves out. Yeah, perfect. They're doing the battle for us.
Great God be praised.
Wow.
The enemy general is killed. Fear makes a hole.
Both units have gone rogue. End battle. Wow. 5 casualties and we win. I did not expect that. That was fun. Well, that's the downside of using chariots and elephants, is that they can go rogue like that. Alright. Well, that was a successful result.
My lord, destroy them.
Perfect.
Victory and honor.
I don't want to fight them right now. Just gonna work on building stuff around here. I'm surprised Halicarnassus doesn't have better buildings there. Then again, I'm not really investing into anything. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Really need to work on getting public order up. Alright, let's go find a settlement. I see that there's a port there.
Move out.
Oh, perfect.
Destroy them. Besieging settlement.
So we'll take that settlement.
Under siege, sir.
We have to be cautious of attack from the north. I'm guessing, based on where the army is coming from and the coloration of the boundary, is that there's of course another army there. So, I'm gonna start sending troops over. I don't want to waste money because it keeps going up and down depending on how many settlements we conquer. So I'm going to... Wow, this army is taking a beating from that disease there. I'm gonna have to work on that. Alright, this army, we're gonna start...
Onward. Prepare for battle. Victory.
We're gonna keep battling these armies.
Prepare for battle. Victory.
And moving north, I'm gonna try and reach that settlement.
My lord.
They keep attacking us with very small armies. Ooh, here, okay.
We are under.
Well, it's time to fight back.
My lord. Prepare for battle. Prepare for battle. Victory and honor.
Ooh, hold up. Okay, that was just shading. I thought it was a very big flag, indicating a large number of troops, but that was not the case.
Yes.
We could also send
Attack.
these guys,
Sir.
and we'll just fall back if we're not ready to fight yet. Alright, I'll go back there in a second. First, we're going to take this settlement and then defend over there. Alright, starting deployment.
Wait my orders. Armor upright. Hope like a leaf.
I have to be careful of the towers there. Don't want to get shot by them. So I believe this is just mostly light infantry with 2 cavalry units, one being a general. So we should have little problems with this. Little to no problem. Especially considering that we have the best infantry we could have. So we are almost as prepared as we could be. The only thing is, of course, having a mix of cavalry and ranged units plus more infantry, but for now, this should do. Actually, stay back with this unit. See what we can do with these guys alone. Trying to be cautious of that cavalry. What are they gonna do? We're breaking through, which is good. I'm going to advance these units closer just so they can charge in if necessary. Alright, let's go in with them. Alright. Set up a front line. The commander in. Alright, we're gonna start pushing their position slowly and carefully. I will never get bored of the AI just recklessly charging into our position. Here they go for another round. Not sure why those bodies disappeared, but alright. We're not going to pursue them, just to not risk being attacked by their cavalry. Once again, we're going to split up a little bit. Just to try to flank around in anticipation for such attacks. I'm gonna have the commander close by just for moral support. Of course, if things get bad, they can always join in, but it shouldn't. Oh. Careful of the cavalry. Back in formation. And as expected, they have a somewhat large number of infantry just waiting over there. But the enemy do seem quite active, constantly charging our position, so we're going to give them some space and see what we can figure out about their next movement. Nice. Prefer if their general charged us. Oh, I guess they're gonna do that. Great, okay. I will happily take that. Alright, we're starting to take some casualties. So we're gonna have to flank around quickly, just to provide some assistance. Enemy general is dead, perfect. Alright, so we're gonna hold here. And they are constantly pushing us. Okay. Luckily that should eliminate that cavalry unit. Why isn't the enemy general dead?
This is no way for a leader to behave, but in battle,
Guess
it is
he
beyond
wasn't dead?
belief. The gods be praised! The enemy general is dead! His men know their doom approaches!
Alright, now it's time to
Forward.
take over.
Units. Armored hoplites.
Oh, they're gonna charge us. Perfect.
Armored hoplites. Elite.
Kill them!
Great, thank you.
Forward.
Well, they're about to get massacred.
Units. Hoplites. Kill them.
Yeah, they got massacred here in the
This is a
center.
heroic victory, worthy
27 casualties. Once again, pretty good. Exterminate. So I think it was quite successful to have this small army go out and start conquering. Time to defend over here.
Destroy them.
Very weak force. I'm surprised they even decided to attack.
Await my orders.
Where are they?
Units.
There they are. Don't want to have to walk too far to reach them. Come on.
Units. Stand. Units. March.
Hopefully they won't withdraw too quickly. Want to kill as many of them as we can, and considering they have no ranged units, we will have no problems with that.
March. Move.
Meaning casualties should be at the utmost minimal. Instead of like when we were fighting Pontus and other enemies, where we would march out to them, the ranged units would do some damage to us and then they would withdraw. Now they can't really do that, so we can move in and have a fair fight.
Units.
Not so fair for them, but
Units.
close enough.
Units. Move out. Units.
Now the Gauls like to charge into battle, so I don't know how they're going to respond to us being this close.
Units.
But I would prefer to be stationary when they do charge. There we go. There's the charge I was expecting. Alright, I'm gonna have to get really close here. Because once they start running right like that, we gotta chase them right away. We cannot let that many escape. And I believe they are withdrawing. So we just have to pursue them now. Do as much damage as possible. I doubt we'll catch that last unit, but that's fine if we can just get these guys out now. Whoa, okay. Fine, we'll fight you too. Alright, they're all running. We can now easily pursue them without worry of them coming back to fight us. We're still killing a few, so I'll leave the timer to run out. Want to get as many as we can. 4 casualties, killing 370. Alright. We're going to prepare to head north to try and investigate and find out what settlement we can find there.
Orders.
Actually, we could have this army go ahead and do that.
Order. Yes, Stratiwas. My lord, sir. Forward.
Yeah, they'll handle that with no problem. Alright, well I think that's enough for part 11. I would like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you watching again next time. In part 12, I'm planning to go and finally take some settlements from the Seleucids and possibly even Pontus if we can reach them. but it should be an interesting fight considering how many units they do have. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you watching again next time. Thank you.